We welcome to the studio Mike Jankins. This morning we're talking about something that I'm sure you've heard and advertised many times over, that it doesn't cost you anything to get this report, the free credit report. Well, we're actually talking about credit reports and things like that.
Yes, today I thought I'd kind of go over a little bit what these credit reports are and how people can get them and why people need to get them.
And are they really free?
Well, they are if you only get the free stuff, but there's a lot of advertising that goes with them, and so you might be getting credit scores, and you might be getting a 3-in-1 credit report where they combine all the bureaus into one. Those cost money.
So let's start at the beginning. Why do we need to get our credit score?
Well, it's a credit report, and some people need to get them because they want to make sure their credit's being reported accurately.
Right.
So if you're paying your bills on time, that affects your credit score, and you want to make sure that everything's accurate. Credit reports can have inaccurate things. I know it's recommended that people maybe get them once a year just to take a look because they're free. The place that you should go to get them, at least I think there's only one place you should go, and they're free. It's called annualcreditreport.com.
Annual.
Yes.
Creditreport.com.
Now, is it called that for a certain reason? Because aren't you only allowed to ask for it so many times a year?
Well, at this particular place, you get it free once a year.
Once a year.
So I guess that's how they came up with annual.
Then you got
No, what are the main credit reporting agencies? How many are there?
Well, I only know of 3. There's Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. And so there's other services that banks and lending institutions and car dealers sometimes use to get credit reports.
Okay.
But I believe they're third-party companies that then get the information from these bureaus, and they're just compiling the information in a different format.
And what is a credit report? Is it a number? Is it what type of deal is it? Are you trying to achieve a certain number?
No, a credit report isn't a credit score. A credit report is really just a history book of your financial transactions, the people that you do business with, banks, credit cards, mail order purchases, and medical bills. And it's a place to report whether you pay your payments timely or whether you slip up and don't pay them at all, or pay them late, 60 days late, 90 days late. If you've gotten sued in court because you didn't pay for a really long time, then that is reported under public record search.
Okay.
They show tax liens. If the government files tax liens against you, those show up under public record search. So it's really just a history book of your financial transactions.
Now, who needs to get these? Does everybody need to get a credit report or not?
Well, if you want to be aware of what your financial situation is at any given time, the type of people that would want to get them are people that don't keep their bills. Some people just throw the bills away, and they don't pay them. If you don't pay your
They throw them
Hey, out of sight, out of mind. Yeah.
if you don't pay your bills for a period of time, and I don't know the exact time, and it may vary from place to place, but 4 or 5 payments go by, they stop sending bills. I guess they want to save the postage.
There's a good tip.
And after a while, then they just send them out to collection, and then you get bothered with collection letters. But then people start to lose track. They don't know who they owe the money to, and they just don't keep the records. After a certain period of time, people that are struggling with their finances just don't keep records very well.
Right.
Okay, I've never seen one of these. Have you seen one of these, Jackie?
only when I've gone to get a loan for something.
Right,
Usually,
like a car.
a credit union or something, they're going to pull it up and show you.
So if you owe somebody money, it'll list like, I owe so and so $2,000. It'll be on there.
Yeah, it gives a history of your payments, actually, and it'll show the current balance, and the history goes back a few years. On a monthly basis, they show grids with whether payment's been made or not, and whether you owe the credit card with Capital One or your car payment with Wells Fargo, if you have a past due medical bill. The doctors and hospitals, they don't tend to make the reports. The collection agencies that I hire are the ones reporting.
Oh, okay.
So it'll show that your medical bill is in collection, and these a lot of times are $20, $50, and those wreck people's credit because they don't pay them.
I remember my mom had a discrepancy, and it was like $20, but it was something she didn't even realize because she got like a card to buy some clothing and didn't realize that they did an annual fee that she didn't even know about and didn't pay because she thought she paid off the card and threw it away. And
Sure.
a matter of $20 was totally ruining her score. So
Wow.
it makes a difference.
The problem, I'm sorry to interrupt you, the problem I've had with them is I'll have, I remember going back once after college a few years, and they still had credit card accounts open that I had closed. And so that was one of the things I had to change, because as you know, if you have a credit account open, they look at that as a potential issue because it's potential debt, you know.
And that's one of the things why it's good to look at your credit report once a year, because if you then you see those things and you can go, hey, I need to maybe get this cleaned up. This could affect me. So that's a good reason.
Does your score change right away if you go in and fix the problem, or does it take amount of time to clean that up?
I'll be the first to say that I'm not really an expert in how these credit scores are all figured out and what makes them go up and down and how quickly. I just know if you pay your bills on time, you tend to have a better credit score.
There you go. Pay your bill.
Now, how would you use this if you were thinking about filing bankruptcy? How would you use this report?
Well, the report's important because for those people that weren't keeping their bills, that's their only resource on how to tell the attorney, this is who I owe.
This is what I owe. Okay.
And unfortunately, a growing majority of the people coming to see me were having to get these credit reports because, and it's not my idea of a good time, because it makes it more difficult for us to help people get their cases put together, because we have to send out for these reports and then we have to go reading through them. And quite candidly, some of these are really lengthy, and they're not the easiest things to read. Another thing I find as to who needs to get these, there seems to be a growing segment of the population that prefers not to get bills. They want to pay online, or they want to have it automatically taken out of their bank account. And you really lose track of what your financial situation is. I have people come in recently and I ask them, who's your car loan with? And they scratch their head for a few minutes and go, I really don't know. And I go, well, how can't you know? Don't you write a check every month to the thing? And no.
I don't know. Mine's automatically deducted.
It's just come out of my bank account, so I don't know who
it's
gets
automatically deducted.
Well,
you set it up at the beginning.
The days of even filling out your deposit book is long gone. Kids don't do that anymore.
Wow. And I think that leads to people losing track of what their financial situation is, because they're not really even taking time to write out the bill and know what's going on. It's just automatically coming out of the bank, and people aren't even looking at the account to see what's going on.
So all right, so again, the free one that you can get, the one you suggest to get is?
Go to annualcreditreport.com on the internet.
Annualcreditreport.com.
Just because it says it's free isn't always the case.
The one that says it's free if that's the only thing you get when you go there shopping.
Right, okay. And that's how you get a hold of Mike if you have any further questions about that or anything else related to bankruptcy.
Great advice.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That was pretty cool.
Thanks, Mike.